Hey, Christian women, have you tried an MLM? Have you tried a Master Resell Rights course? Have you tried another course, coaching program, tried to build a business you weren't meant to? Me too. I'm here to tell you that's okay. And if it didn't work for you, you're not alone. And for some of those, it's a very broken system. So it's not your fault that it didn't work. For others, it was a very generic strategy that worked for one person and doesn't necessarily work for every business or niche. So that's not your fault either. So you're not lazy. You're not the problem. It's not because you didn't work hard enough. It's not because you didn't believe it hard enough. It truly is because you were trying to fit into someone else's model instead of following your calling from the Lord, really building the business He called you to. And I get it. That sounds easier said than done, right? How do I know what I'm called to? I'm Autumn, and I didn't know what I was called to 10 years ago either. When I first joined an MLM, I had no idea what business was like or what it could be like. I thought MLM structure was the way. And then once I started learning about more business models and more ways to earn income, my eyes were opened and I realized this is what I wanted to do. So it took a lot of trying different things to really learn what the Lord was calling me into. And it also takes a partnership with Him, right? It takes being in partnership with Him, prayer, getting in His Word, really trusting He knows what He's doing. He knows what He's calling you into, and trusting His timing. After being in my MLM for 5 years, the Lord called me out to learn about online business. But little did I know it would take another 5 years to actually learn what I needed to become the business consultant the Lord was calling me into. But the point of this video is to give you hope that if you've done any of those other programs, that you're not alone, that you're not broken, and that you are able to build a business again. You can try again. It's not over just because one of those things didn't work. There is a way, there is a step-by-step process you can follow, and it's what I teach in the Freedom Business Builders community. But this is where you actually learn what business works for you. I hope you get clear on who you want to help, what problem you're solving, and how you actually solve that. But the best part is we do it in a way that you can get excited about. You find what works for you instead of trying to fit into these models that don't work today. Now, if you were in an MLM, maybe you experienced what I experienced. There actually was a lot of brainwashing in these training organizations. And so you really have to break the mindset off that it was your fault, that you didn't work hard enough, or that you didn't believe hard enough that it would work for you. It was actually designed to not work. 99% of people lose money in MLMs. They're highly predatory, even though the reps in there truly believe. I believe most reps really think that they are doing something good. They really think they are really helping people. And they really do drill that into you to believe that. If you tried a Master Resell Rights program, the income promises, the dream life promises are so enticing. Marketing is set up to be that way. It is set up to trigger your emotions, not for you to think logically and look at the facts or the business model or the statistics, but to really buy off of emotion. And these Master Resell Rights courses seem so profitable. They seem like everybody is doing so well at it. Then you get in there and you realize you're all selling the same thing. So 60,000 people later are selling the exact same thing. It's not going to work for everybody. So it is not your fault. And if you've tried another generic course, usually they give you one strategy to follow. And if that doesn't fit you, if you don't like it, you don't enjoy it, or Facebook starts to recognize it and starts kicking people out of groups and things like that. I don't have personal experience in that or anything. Then what do you do with that, right? You bought the course, you bought the program, you're in it. So you got to try to make it work. And then when it doesn't, what do you do with that? Again, that's not your fault. That was some generic strategy that worked for someone at one point and might not work today. The market is always changing, always evolving. And that's another reason why, as believers, it's so important to be in the Word and to be in prayer. God's got the strategies, right? He's got the wisdom, He's got the guidance. He can give you the discernment if you just sit and listen. And sometimes you do have to take action, but sometimes you have to wait. The most important thing is to really learn to wait and listen and see what the Lord is having you do in that season. So, what will work for you is really finding your calling from the Lord. And if He calls you to turn that into a business, there is a way to be able to follow a step by step process and figure out what is actually going to work for your customer, your audience, and the problem that you're solving. And if that is something that you truly feel called to do, I'd love to invite you to the Freedom Business Builders community. The link is in the description. This is exactly what we do there. And this community not only gives you the accountability you need, the actual step-by-step process you can follow. It comes with live coaching, live small group coaching. We help you implement the next action steps you need to take to learn about your customer, to learn what problems that they have that need solving, so you can build a business that you know that your customer will actually pay you for, because you do the research before you just go build it and pray that it works. Right. So I'd love to invite you into that. And what does it look like to build a business with the Lord? Well, I'm going to be talking more about this, but gosh, you don't have to hustle every waking moment of your life. You don't have to be thinking about your business every moment that you're not doing something else. He wants you to work from a place of rest. He created the Sabbath for a reason. He gives us the wisdom and strategies that come from nowhere else. So this is the fun part, right? Of course, we can learn and utilize some of the world's strategies, as long as it doesn't go against the Lord's laws, of course. Right? There's a lot of wisdom out there, but the Lord can also give us new and creative strategies that haven't been done before or haven't been really utilized the right way. There's a way to create systems and structures so you're not spending all your waking moment on your business, so you don't have to be the bottleneck in your business. You don't have to spend 60 hours a week working on it. So these are all things that you truly can implement, especially after failing at all the other business models. It is, again, not you. It just means you were called to something more. So if that's you, I'd love to invite you to the community, or just subscribe, or just stick around to hear more. And I can't wait to see how the Lord uses your life, your business, for His glory.